Today I want to talk about something that's probably caused you some grief in the past, and that's batteries. Now, we all know batteries are great. We use batteries in our cars, in our trucks, our jet skis, our motorcycles. Everyday usage, they typically give you somewhere around 3 to 5 years. But I want to talk about something that can help you expand that lifespan of those batteries, and that's something called a desulfation charger. One of the enemies of battery storage is sulfation. Over time, without current moving through this battery will slowly discharge. You start getting something called sulfation. And sulfation is basically a buildup that starts occurring on the plates of the internal of this battery. And as that sulfation occurs, the parasitic draw of that battery starts to increase. So it creates this perfect storm where we're building sulfur on the plates, the sulfur starting to create that parasitic draw, which increases the discharge, which increases the sulfation. So you can take a perfectly good battery, not use it for a few months, get a little sulfation on those plates, and create an environment where your battery might only last 6 months, maybe a year. Maybe it won't even work at all when you try to recharge it. What makes a desulfating charger special? Well, newer chargers actually have the ability to charge and maintain a battery long term, and they do that through different voltages and frequencies that they send through that battery. Now, that same technology for storage can also be amplified and used for recovery. A desulfating charger, unlike a traditional battery charger, is going to fluctuate current and voltage. It'll actually float the voltage. So you'll actually see the voltage go from 13 volts to 14, back to 13, back to 14. And then you'll look at your current and you'll see that it'll give an inrush, a big spike, then it'll drop down, on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. Big spike, on, off, on, off, on, off. And the reason they do that is because when you use a voltage that varies as well as a current that varies in that environment, you'll start creating a little bit of heat in the battery, not an astronomical amount, but a little bit. And those frequencies will start to bust the sulfur off the plates. So you can actually take a battery that's been sitting for a few months that's not quite holding a charge like you'd want, that 12.66 volts. Maybe it's getting up to 12.45 or maybe 12.5 volts full charge, but it just can't get to that peak voltage. Sulfation's probably your culprit. So by using that desulfation charger, we can theoretically save batteries that have failed, but only if they're failing through sulfation. Not dead shorts, not bad cells, sulfation.